Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing two projects using Dollar Tree items, and I first started with a scarf in the orange and black buffalo check. I'm going to do two different items here. So one will be the orange and black, one will be the black and white, and I thought I would use this Dollar Tree frame for the orange and then the black one for the black and white. And then I'm going to be using these pumpkin picks, and the 5 come in a package and they're like styrofoam. I'll be using scissors, my Waverly chalk paint. I ended up only using white and black in this project, my Mod Podge glue gun, and the first thing we're going to do is start by painting our little pumpkins with the white chalk paint. So you just want to cover everything and get a nice coating on there. You'll see in this video I changed my mind a couple of times, but on the first frame we're going to take off the little house that sticks out, and it's real easy to just pop that off of there. And then I took some cardstock and measured the inside area and just cut it down, and you want to make sure to cut it so that it fits nicely in there, because we're going to cover it with the buffalo check first using the orange. And I just want to cut around the edges there. And then I used my Mod Podge to give the cardstock a coating, and I made that kind of thin so that I wouldn't get a lot of bubbling with the fabric. And I was trying really hard to, even though this is a homemade project, I wanted to keep the squares of the buffalo check straight, because it has a tendency to kind of get a wavy look if you pull it too hard in one area. So just smooth it out and kind of take your time to make it straight. And then on top you're going to put another layer of Mod Podge to keep it down. And then I'm going to do that on the back as well, as I wrap the edges around the cardstock so that it all stays in place. So then I noticed that there was a little bit of white showing through, so I wanted to make that go away. And I just used my Waverly black chalk paint and coated the inside of the frame itself, and then did a dry run to make sure that the backing fit, and then just glue it down with your glue gun and stick it on there, and it will stay perfectly in place. Now I want to go ahead and pop down the nail that's sticking out from the little house that we're using as a lifter for the pumpkin. So I just took my hammer and pounded him down, and then I'm just going to glue gun it right back to the place that it was. And then after my white paint dried on my pumpkins, I decided to go back and make some definition with the black chalk paint by filling in the lines there, and then muting it by wiping it down with some baby wipes. And then I'll go back in with some white paint to distress it and mute it just a little bit more so that the lines are not so pronounced. And then I did the same thing with the black. I had white lines first and then took the black over the white. Now I'm cutting the little styrofoam pumpkins in half, and I'm trying to decide which one I want to use. I liked all 3 of them, but I decided in the end to go with the regular one that had the glitter on it. I thought it looked better against the orange and white buffalo check. And then for the second one, I'm just doing the exact same steps that I did for the orange and black one. One thing I did do differently was I cut the edges of the fabric instead of folding them over, just because I thought it was a little bit easier and less messy. I did make a style change here. I decided not to use the big round piece that came off originally because I wanted to use 2 pumpkins in this one. So I just used some old used sponges, and they were hard from the paint that was left on them. So I just put them in a diagonal fashion and glued the pumpkins to each of the sponges. And then I just added some greenery that I had on hand to the orange one. I didn't think the black and white one needed it, so then I wanted to give it some tendrils, and I used my colored wire and just wrapped it around the handle of a paintbrush and made tiny little tendrils and attached it to the pumpkin, and I think he looks so cute. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a black ribbon or bow to the top. These are from an old project, my sister's centerpieces for her birthday, and so I am just using these guys up. So I just made it a little shorter to fit the proportion of the frame, and that one is done. And I did the same thing with a piece of white ribbon and just glue gunned it to the top of the frame and then dovetailed it, got it to the right size, and then he was done. So there they are, and these are the perfect size for putting on a tiered tray. You know how they're always short and you have to have smaller items. So this is where I put it, and I think it looks great. And in the dining room area, or one portion of my living room, is the black and white. So everything in there, I have the black and white buffalo check. But then in the family room, I have the traditional oranges, and you'll see the other one in a second. So if you like this video and would like to see some more DIYs, please give this video a thumbs up and like and subscribe to it. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and I hope everyone has a blessed day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.